Fire in the hole!
Fire! Word!
Would you like a taste of the 18th century?
Well, we do this show. It's like a show and tell. It's educational, just to help out the historical society as well as teach history or acknowledgement to people that come through Woodstock.
The civilian loyalist. Basically, we would have joined with the King's Army during the Revolution because the rebels had taken our land and taken us to court without provocation, just because we wanted to stay loyal to the King.
I've got this.
And some.
As an engineering officer, I would have been with the headquarters staff of the Northern Continental Army. And of course, the headquarters staff was designated by the navy blue and the buff facings. However, the engineering corps had the red turnbacks and the red lining on the insides of the coats, as well as the red down the center of the epaulet, as signifying the engineering corps. It's a non-combat unit. It was also well, the mortality rate was rather high with the engineering units. Your chances of being killed, captured, or wounded were double that of a regular officer, mainly because we were only allowed 2 guards when we went out ahead of the main body to survey and map out the best area for the troops to move through.
Sarah, where you are, Mike!
Oh, sure. Look it.
Corporal!
What B says there? King's Rangers?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to give up and join the Colonial Army?
Heck no. God save King George.
All right, we're going to take you back to camp and flog you with cat 9 tails. Either that or we dispatch both of you. Did you see that, Chester?
It's wood.
Well, the King's Wood is what we're named after, and in the Rev War and back in that century, it was illegal to have pine wood because it was all shipped back to England to King George III. He wanted his furniture made out of that. The same with the spruce and hemlock trees were kept for the masts of the big ships, so it was illegal to have it. A British officer came up to me last year and said, "Have you ever heard of a windfall cache?" And I said, "Oh wow, well yeah, in modern day." He says, "No, back in the day, if the storm took the pine tree down, you could harvest it legally and manufacture what you needed from it, so it was legal. Also, you could get it hook or by crook." And I said, "Hook or by crook?" He says, "Yes. As far as you could reach up to a pine tree with a hook and cut it with your crook, you could keep that wood for firewood or turning for legs, and it was legal, and it was called hook or by crook."
My name is Dan Harper. That's my white man's name. My Indian name is Many Winters, or followed by Buzzards. At that time, our chief was Joseph Lewis Gill. He was the one they called the White Chief because he actually was pure 100% Anglo-Saxon that looked it. He had yellow hair, but he was the chief. Mentally, he was an Indian. And he was given, I believe, given a captain's commission by the Continental Army, but he used it mostly to try and keep his people neutral so they wouldn't get hurt.
Oh.
He was a war chief during the, I guess a war chief during the French and Indian War. And he was quite involved, particularly in the Rogers raid at St. Francis.